What's going on, Pisces? What's happening? So I'm a little late, but I needed to do what's the tea for you all, okay? I got a little time before I head out, and I want to just kind of like not put something together, but do right by y'all because y'all show me a lot of love on TikTok and YouTube, right? So it's only fair that I return the favor. So this right here is from my Pisces. Pisces, I hope you had a great week. And this is for you, okay? This is what's the tea? What is the vibe? What is the tea for my beautiful Pisces? Do this one more time. Maybe two more times, even though that felt real good to me. That felt real good to me. Okay. That one felt a lot even better. A lot even better. Y'all, if y'all only knew my education, I would not, y'all should know I shouldn't be talking upside down. Anyway, y'all could be dealing with an earth sign and or the universe is telling you that you need to be grounded, you need to be more practical and not so dreamy, vibing in your Neptune energy. But I rocks with you, I rose with you, I'll take you however way you come at me, okay, Pisces? But let's see. So they want you to be a little bit more grounded. Want you to meditate. Right. Something could be coming up where I'm sorry, spirit, that's just a little too much. But you could be on a karmic path, so like your solar return with Saturn, maybe watching your boundaries. You could be in the midst of being in your soulmate. Ooh, I like all of that, all of that, all of that. I'm all for the good feels, right? I'm all for it. So I just need one card, spirit, for Pisces, just to give them a little direction on where they need to be going. One card, spirit, for Pisces of what's the tea for the week of what's this week? What they need to know. So you know what this is? This is for the Scorpio full moon, like what you need to know, right? So you could be a little bit more, even more Piscean, more psychic, right? More intuitive, more in just knowing, having more insight, knowing things before people, before you have confirmation. It's like you instinctively know what it is that's going on. But that's something y'all do anyway, right? Y'all good with your intuition. So this is saying you have empathic gifts, psychic visions, prophecy, and powerful dreaming are present. You now have access to a greater wisdom that is beyond what the human eye can see. This is a time of great awakening. New psychic abilities and gifts come to you now, and even easier. Okay. They said this is a time of great awakening and a time for you to be more tapped into your psychic abilities. See the sacredness in your visions. Pay attention to your dreams and the symbols that are repeating as messages. Meditate on this symbol when you want to expand your healing, creative dreaming, and psychic abilities. Okay. So they are saying this is one of the most profound and sacred geometrical symbols of ancient and modern times. I'm sorry for wagging it around. A magical symbol of two intersecting circles. The name literally means fish in Latin, which is a Pisces sign. So this is Visca Pisces. Huh. Cute. How befitting. Okay. I want to get you a moonology too, my dear. Okay. All right. Act like I didn't want to go in, being a little resistant. You could have a little resistance going on. But Pisces usually go with the flow. Y'all very free flowing. Okay. This is for Pisces, what they need to be aware of for the Scorpio full moon. What is coming to light? What is being revealed? What is it that Pisces need to know? Hold on. Oh. Sometimes your girl be doing a little too much. Uh, right. I needed to do you and Sagittarius. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You know how it is when you burning the candle at both ends. Okay. So after you, I'll do Sagittarius. Anyway, back to you. Okay. Spirit, what I need to know for Pisces? What do they need to know for the Scorpio full moon? What is it? What's in their energy? What do they need to know? It says, don't let pride get in your way, right? Sometimes we be just so full of ego. We don't want to bend. We don't want to compromise, but try not to move in that type of energy because that's a lot of low energy, very stale. You don't have growth when you just hold on to old, outdated concepts, okay? So try not to be so prideful. Sometimes it's not about winning an argument because we both can have different point of views, right? Because of our perspective in life. But it's nothing to just sit and just, you know, end a friendship, especially over beliefs or concepts. As long as it's not disrespectful, or disrespecting to you, I think, you can just let it go. So this says balance spirituality and practicality. Yeah, all day, right? Because everybody have a different walk. We all have the same destination, but everybody's here to be on this plane to grow and to be a better version of ourselves. And did you get this full moon in Pisces? Like there's so many synchronicities with this. You see the two fishes almost like going around in circle, right? It can also be like the affinity, but you know how fish swim, like that psychic symbol. A lot of synchronicities and symbols. Are you catching the symbols, Pisces? Yeah. So this is telling you, learn that duality of spirituality and practicality. I think one of the first three cards, one was the earth, right? They want you to be more grounded because you already are spiritual. That comes easily to you. But learning how to tap in and to be amongst the regular folk, right? That's what they're wanting you to learn how to do, making sure the light is still on. Yeah, making sure that you're not too high, right? But your problem is being a little bit more planted and grounded. Okay, I could see that. I could see all of that. Yeah. So that's what your challenge is. And it was full moon in Pisces. How ironic is that? But they're wanting you to think outside the box, right? Explore new ideas and concepts. We are in the age of Aquarius where everything that we used to do is outdated. They want you, they being the universe, God, the God of your understanding, is wanting you to just think as big as you can think, right? The more outlandish, the better it is. Whatever you see for yourself, think about that 100 times, like 100 times greater than that, right? Just so that you can stretch your creativity. This is a time of dreams coming true, fairy tales coming true. Things that you never expected to happen will happen. Okay. So I want you to take note of that and try to come out your comfort zone, which should be easy for you. But if not, I challenge you, right, for the next full moon. And just give yourself a deadline after you come up with this concept of whatever it is. You don't have to tell anyone, but just yourself, right? All right, Pisces, what is it that you need to know, let go, grow for this Scorpio full moon? So you may have some blocks and obstacles, right? Um, but that's it. It's just blocks and obstacles because if whatever the situation is, you can overcome it. It's just time. It's just breaking down the situation problems in pieces, right? Nothing is too big. It's nothing that you can't handle. Absolutely nothing. And that's what I want you to take away, right? Okay. One more. Okay. Yeah, you got some good cards and they really apply. You may have somebody very inconspicuously behind a camera, behind their laptop on social media, just like side eyeing you and watching you, right? Somebody could be very shy. May even have a little cat or a little dog. Let me tell you, them little four-legged animals, they be creepy, but you love them. But anyway, you got somebody in the throes, like monitoring, watching what you do. So you got some low key haters, right? But who doesn't? But you, it's especially saying that, right? Watch your sleep. Try not to overthink. If you're like overly amped up, you may want to meditate or go to the gym because you need to get that energy out. You got to transmute that energy. It's just too much, just bottled up. That it's just stuck. So it needs an outlet, right? So work on that. You could be while you're out and about, the weather's changing, you might meet somebody, and it could be celebration dating. Maybe you are graduating, past a certain exam, a test, a board, or going into the military. I don't know. Maybe somebody prego. Who knows? You know your life better than me, but you could be having a celebration date, right? You're celebrating good stuff. Again, we're seeing signs, symbols, and synchronicities. During this full moon in Scorpio, your awareness and intuition, your psychic gifts are even more heightened, right? And I'm challenging you to do some meditation, some journaling. If you have an animal like a pet, like a dog, walk it at night, say your prayers, meditate under the moonlight, all that good stuff. And this is telling me that all the hard work that you've put out there is starting to pay off. You probably don't see it right now because you're in the thick of it, but it is. Good things are happening to you. Things are maybe even are about to pick up. You're looking at life like, oh my God, I'm just doing the same old, same old. But guess what? Things are about to just take off for you in a whole new light. You might even buy a new car, like a fast car, but yeah, you got somebody that's also stuck on you. What is that movie? The Color Purple. Should be just like honey. Where should be Ivy. So yeah, but if that's not the case, life is about to get a lot sweeter for you. It's going to pick up, but it's going to be a lot sweeter for you. Okay? Let's see. Let's pull a couple of tarot. I got my dog. Oops, sorry, right under my chair. I came and stretched my legs out. I'm telling you, these little dogs and cats, they're a little weird, but I love them. Okay. Let me see. This is not the one I wanted, but we're gonna have to roll with it. 'Cause, yeah, we're just gonna have to roll with these. I like these, but this is not what I wanted. But we're gonna roll with it. Okay. So we're gonna pull a little tarot. See what's going on. What's popping for Pisces for the next this Scorpio moon? What they need to know for the next 30 days. What's going on? You know what? I'm gonna hold on to that. I'm gonna just pull a couple of cards of these just so we can see where we're going, where we're taking this. Okay, this is for Pisces. Scorpio full moon. Scorpio full moon for Pisces. Pisces, what they need to know, Spirit. These some new cards I got. I'm just trying to fill them out, seeing how I'm gonna use these or not. Okay, it's saying that the truth will set you free. That's something that might come to light for you within these next 30 days. A little less than that now. Um, you may have somebody trying to come back from your past. Give me about one or two, Spirit. This is for Pisces. Thank you. Okay. Trying to see if I'm able to connect with these. Okay. This is telling me that you could be healing from a broken heart. You could be dealing with a lot of fears and anxieties that's holding you back. But if you're emotionally overwhelmed, I want you to really think about transmuting that energy by going out to the gym, and that you're earning back trust starting from the bottom. So it sounds like you're recovering from something, and that's all right, starting from the bottom, because you got to start somewhere. But the object is of the game is not to stay at the bottom. You're going to grow, you're going to evolve. I don't want you to look at where you're starting, but I want you to think of this how you're going to end. That's what's most important, okay? Even if you're healing from a breakup, something that happened in your life that was very traumatic that you didn't think you was going to recover from, well, guess what? You're healing from it, okay? And now get out your head, okay? What's going on, Spirit, for Pisces? What they need to know? Okay. You got Three of Swords, right? And this is Three of Swords. Like, this right here is letting me know that you could have been dealing with a breakup, right? Because this is like a misunderstanding. This is why this fears and anxiety and depression, and this is reaffirming with this heartbreak. And so you now feeling like, wow, this person is out my life. So now I got to start from the bottom. But everything happens for a reason. I say this a lot, but we have people that come into our life and we're thinking like, wow, this is the one. But sometimes people don't come in our life. They're not meant to stay forever. They just here to teach us a lesson, maybe to love a different way, right? To show us to be a little bit more vulnerable. So what I'm trying to say is don't get caught up in what just happened. Don't, because it's all part of your soul's growth. Okay. What else Pisces needs to know for this next 30 days? Why we have this healing from heartbreak, even though we know now. Five of Cups, yeah. So you got to change your energy, Sugar Bear. You got a lot of sadness around you, a lot of grief. You might need to do like an aura cleanse your house. Another way to transmute energy is to clean up, get rid of old sugar, honey, iced tea in your place. So you are mourning the loss of someone, which is hence right up under this heartbreak. Yeah, you're hurt. You're hurt. You're in a dark place. That's why that first card came out. The energy surrounding you was being grounded. Yeah, right. Because this is like the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is like a soulmate, and you really like thought this was the one. So you could have like going through a divorce, a disunion. You and this person could just be, going your own little way, and that could be just a little too much for you. What else? Earning back trust, starting from the bottom. What's going on? Okay, we got two different cards. So Eight of Cups, but this is in reverse. So it's like emotionally you still holding on. It's like you're not allowing yourself to go through this transformation. You're saying to yourself, you are delaying and you're holding this up, and you're saying to yourself, well, maybe if I did this, maybe if I do that. You have a lot of regrets, and because you having regrets, it's preventing you from moving on. It's having you malinger in this energy because you can't walk away. That ain't good, Pisces. That ain't good. What's up with this Three of Swords, Spirit? What else? So he gave me two cards, right? So this is saying that with this Wheel of Fortune, it's saying that this, I don't want to say it's over. It's like the change of fate. I'm just trying to see the direction of the card, right? So this is saying that because it's in reverse, because that's what it's looking like. It's looking like it's in reverse. It's hard for me to tell because they got all these damn wordings on it. It says decisive moment, a chance, life cycles, karma, destiny, good luck. It's time. So this is telling me that there's a Three of Swords here, right? But this is telling me that the wheel of karma, of fate, is saying it's time to move on so you can have your 10 of Cups, right? 10 of Cups is a happy fulfillment of a family of wishes, right? And this is saying that you're going to get your peace. You're going to get your divine love. Right now, you are in the pit of it with your fears and anxieties right now, right? The Scorpio full moon is a heavy energy anyway, all in itself. It brings out things that we didn't it reveals things that we didn't want to reveal. We didn't want to see things we saw, but we just ignored. Well, because of that, we get in our head, but things are brought up. You know how when you're cooking beans and what else I like to cook, but when I make a tomato sauce, I'm making it homemade, and then all the goop come up at the top, and then I got to skim it off. Well, that's how the Scorpio energy is. It brings things that wasn't really to your awareness, or maybe it was, and that you just decided not to look at, and it brought up and shows you like deeper wounds, right? It shows you that somebody that you love was being unfaithful. But you know what? Karma is like, no, you're not doing that to my baby. You're not doing that to my child. You will not touch the anointed. Whatever philosophy that you agree to, You know what? Wheel of Fortune stepped in, divine intervention, and said this cycle is coming to an end, right? It's coming to an end so that you can be on your divine path of fulfillment, of divine love, because this is a divine, blessed union or relationship that is coming if you just get out your head. Okay, let's keep it going. All right, we got this Five of Cups. Spirit, why is this Five of Cups here? Where is this going? How would this end? Okay, so this is like a Five of Wands. This is looking like it's in reverse. It's like, although you are depressed, it's almost like you coming around. You are ready to compromise and resolve the issue, right? So we got a lot of fires. We got a lot of changes that's going on. This could be internally, but definitely externally, right? Justice, because everything is going to work out the way it's meant to. Doing what's right. Everything is going to balance itself out. That's just the way it is. It's the flow and ebb and flow of life. So you're healing right now. You on the downside of it, but you're going to come back up. Okay, but definitely Five of Cups and Five of Wands, that's definitely letting me know you got some changes that's going on within yourself. But justice is here. This is the divine saying intervening. And every time, even on the other side with this Wheel of Fortune, this is a major arcana, right? You got the Ten of Cups, right? That's the end of something, only for something new to come in through, right? But you, my dear, you have to change your thinking. That's why they want you to stay grounded. You're very spiritual. You just have to trust yourself, your intuition, because something is telling me you already knew what was going on. However, sometimes we just want what we want. That ego is a mother. Let me tell you, ego have you doing some sugar honey iced tea you ain't even supposed to be doing, because I want it now. The ego is very self-sacrificing. It only has the desires for itself. But we ain't going to have no damn psychology course right now. I just want you to loosen it up in terms of your concepts and your thinkings about life, and understand that you don't have to hold on too tightly for things, right? Because sometimes if this meant, it'll just work itself out. Sometimes we just got to go through the process and just live. All right, let's carry on. So we got this divine cup and this hangman. Spirit, why is this here? Why are we starting from the bottom, earning back trust? So to me, that sounds like somebody want to come back, right? You're starting to heal. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You starting to heal. God, I got more cards down here than I thought. Okay. But it's like you starting to heal, but somebody want to come back. You know how people do. They always want to test the waters. They want to see, is he or she really healing? Are they really over me? Like, don't take yourself so serious. Don't hurt yourself. Okay, so you got this Eight of Cups, but this Eight of Cups is in reverse. Munchie, could you please move? So because of that, you are staying for the wrong reasons, right? You're getting caught up. You thinking and reminiscing about what it used to be. And so because you got this hangman, thank you. You got this hangman also in reverse. It's like you're holding on for all the wrong reasons. Okay, so Spirit, talk to me. Why? What's next? What's next? What's next for Pisces? Okay, thank you. So this is telling me with this Ace of Wands in reverse, you need an outlet. Like I said, you need to transmute some energy. You need to transmute some energy because you are Ace of Wands is passion, like passion, a new beginning, right? But it's showing me that you are afraid to, you are lacking direction, right? Maybe you want to go, maybe you don't want to go. You still have passion for this person, so you don't want to let them go, right? And it's that's the problem. You could be dealing with the person that a lot of fire. This could be a Aries or a Leo or a Sag, right? This Ten of Cups is here, right? So you could be focusing on your money, but this is in reverse. So this is letting me know that you may be having some issues with your money, right? So this affair, this situation could be affecting your money, your drive. You in slow motion, you doing things, but it's not calculated. You're just in autopilot right now because I'm looking at this Ace of Wands and you needing an outlet. It was work, but you working, but the work is being affected. Maybe you were married for money, maybe you were dating for money. I don't know, right? Maybe this person was with you for financial gains. What's the advice for Pisces? Three cards. Okay. Three cards. That's one. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Bottom of the deck, three of coins. So you could be collaborating, working in a team. You could just be dealing with work. That's ultimately what I'm really trying to say. You could be dealing with work. I do see you had a lot of major arcanas here, right? So this is telling me like this is things that was meant to happen in your life. You got the moon, but the moon is in reverse. I really think it's you that is preventing you from like having the closure that you need right now. I really think you are really being your own worst nightmare because it's a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear. I'm seeing that showcasing in the cards. You got all major arcana, right? You got the chariot. It's like you want to move forward, right? But right now you could just be in a very low point that you just feel like you don't have the strength and the fortitude to move on, but you do. And I'm sorry you're feeling like this, Scorpio. I mean, calling you Scorpio. You could be dating a Scorpio, but this is telling me that you at a low point right now emotionally with your in your life, right? Expect these changes to occur in the next 3 months, but time is linear, right? Time is linear, and you got some endings that need to transpire. Don't know. You got some endings that need to transpire, but you gotta allow these. Let me see. Maybe I need to come up some, but you need to allow these endings to happen for you because they're not happening against you. They're happening for you because you don't know if you would have stayed in this situation, how it would have been. It could be a love situation. It could be a work situation. You know your life better than me, but you need to do a deep emotional cleanse, right? You could just be holding on because of the emotional attachment. Okay. All right. We're getting there, Shugs. All right. So, who might this person be that is messing with my little Pisces? And Pisces, let me tell you who these people are. Okay. Okay. So, with this Wheel of Fortune, this could be, don't kill me. I want to say, I don't know, December. Hold tight. Okay, I had to look it up. So this says that it's the Leo, Taurus, Scorpio. Oh, you know what it is, but this looks like it's in Greek. That's why it just threw me off. Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Okay, so this is definitely a fixed sign that you can be dealing with. Okay, we got the Justice, which is Libra. And who else is here? We got all the fire signs, which is Aries, Leo, and Sag. This hangman is Virgo. And then the strength is Leo. You could be messing with a Cancer with the chariot and the moon, another Scorpio, Pisces, okay? Yeah. Okay. I really don't like that energy for you, but this is just what's going on right now. Okay. All right. So let's see. This is for my Pisces. Who might they be dealing with for these next 30 days? Just a couple cards, no more than three, Spirit. Have y'all seen that new movie Sinners? I'm going to see it tonight. Let me know what you think about it. Okay, let's see. This is for my Pisces. What time is it? Okay, I got a little time. All right. It's saying you got some enemies. Watch your back, Shug. Watch your back. Fated meeting. So you might be meeting someone. Everything happens for a reason. But I am going to give you a little disclaimer. We got to heal because hurt people, and heal people. This is saying that safety, comfort. So just making sure that you just feel safe. That could just be at home, just being guarded, not too guarded, but just be having like situational awareness. Okay, because it sounds like you got some people that is hating on you. You got an ex-lover that want to come back and circle the block and recreate a new love with you. I'm gonna say hell to the no, but you know what's up. And because they feel like they got some unfinished business, they feel like they ain't done torturing you. So do what you may with that BS. Okay, let me do this, and we're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna give you a money message and a guardian message. Okay, Shug? All right. So what's popping for my Pisces for the Scorpio new moon? What they need to know, Spirit? And you know what? I love y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave me a message. Let me know what's really going on. How y'all feeling out there? It says roll the dice, take a chance, right? So stop doing what you used to do because you ain't gonna win that way. You're only gonna win when you do something out of the box, something that you're not used to doing. Just saying, read between the lines, right? Because sometimes we be seeing things, but sometimes we gotta piecemeal shit together because people want to play with our intelligence. They don't want to just come out and say what something is. So because of that, your cousin Lena G is telling you start thinking. You're very intuitive, and that was the reason why you got this message. You're very intuitive. You gotta listen and read into what I don't want to say like overanalyze it. No, that's not what I'm saying. But you would get a little nudge. You would get a little hint that say, nah, this ain't adding up. They trying to really play me for a joke because this is creating a lot of anxiety for you, and that's the problem here is this darn anxiety that you have is bringing panic attacks, and if it's that bad, if you're not able to retransmute that energy like by going to the gym, cleaning out drawers, ridding your house of old things that you don't need, you might then need to go see somebody like your psychiatrist, a counselor, or your PCP. Okay, let's see how that money's looking. That money. I had another money deck I wanted to use, but we're going to use this, right? We're going to use this one just so I can be consistent with the one like I did for everybody else. Okay. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. What y'all need to know? Okay. Pisces, what's going on with you? What's the money looking like for Pisces? What's the energy? They say find your niche, right? With your unique experiences and fresh perspectives, you would do very well specializing in a niche, right? So find something that you like to do and you need to do it. You're very gifted and talented. That's always something you can do. If you like drawing, you like, I don't know, cooking, cleaning, whatever it is, but you need to do it. You need to find your niche, and that'll be another outlet, a way for you to make some money. Okay, thank you. Saying you could be an influencer. Yes, yes, yes. You have just the right combination of qualities to connect with the audience, inspire change, and create a positive impact. Because don't let nobody tell you it's more than enough out here. Everybody can eat at the table, okay? And a guardian message. And then we are out the door. We're going to close it up. Please let me know if this resonated with you in any shape, fashion, or form. If there's people out there that you think that could benefit from what I have to say, it would be nice if you could share the message. That helps me to get out there to a broader market. That would be much appreciated. Very much appreciated. You'll help me out. Even if you just do nothing but just like my content, okay? All right, this is for my beautiful Pisces. What they need to know. Okay, we got Ace of Abundance. Money, money, money. This is for Pisces. For this Scorpio full moon. It says, a helper of thought. Your life is about to start moving very fast. Events that seem to be on hold suddenly require all your attention. There's no time to sit and ponder. You've got to get moving. Review the details as best you can. You know, will meet or are someone with the, let me go back. You know, or will meet or are someone with a very quick mind who instantly grasps at what to do. This person is both confident and courageous. So we talked about like things are moving real fast. If you didn't think things were going to go real fast, they are. That was in, I think, the Spates Oracle. So yeah, you had a lot of signs, symbols, and synchronicities. I think this is going to be a good month for you. However, you got to really release some of this negative energy that you have going on. Peace. Like, share, and subscribe.